Hello, friends, and good evening. Welcome back to Raving with Rua here on my YouTube channel, Songs from the Rua Room, dedicated to singer-songwriters from Belgium and beyond. Broadcasting here, as you know, down in Belgium. It is Wednesday, the 26th of February, episode number 17, begad. And I hope you're all well and happy this evening. If you are watching live, please let us know from where. Let us know you are there and from where you're watching. Drop us a comment. It'd be great to hear from you, whatever part of the world you're in. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, please feel free and subscribe to that channel. It helps me build the channel, it helps me get the songs of the songwriters in question out there. Always good. I'm just looking at my cat there. He's fine too. So yeah, and what else was I going to say? If you feel like donating, of course, to the channel, you can always do so on the PayPal link, which it will be in the description below. Always helps. You can also visit the shop. The RWRroom.com will bring you to the shop where all the merch happens. Today, as always, the show is kindly sponsored by our great friends at G Sharp Guitars, the world's finest travel electric guitars. Check them out also down there in the links. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to take you over to Vienna, where my guest tonight is waiting. Shane O'Fearghail, is the man in question tonight, and let's see if Shane is with us over in Vienna.
Conas
Atá indeed. Tommy Gama, agus tú féin.
Ian took our fod. It's good to talk to you.
Ian took our fod.
Vienna calling.
Vienna calling. Great, good evening to you over in Vienna. How's everything going? You're fine and well?
Yeah, all good here, all good. Settling into the evening. Having good weather in Vienna. It's very, very warm for this time of year.
Is it? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I don't know. Maybe it's global warming stuff. I don't know.
You hear the conversation. You know, it's great weather, but it should be colder. But
yeah,
maybe global warming isn't such a bad thing. I didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't say it. No, we didn't say that. Come here, I'm going to throw up your website here as well before I forget. ShaneO'Fearghail.com. How do you get on over there with the Irish pronunciation of your name? I thought Dahirua was bad, but
grand. Well,
yeah, they can manage it.
They can, yeah. I think they've a lot more difficult names to deal with over here, you know, because we're smack bang in the middle of Europe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think once they get their head around the GH, they're fine, you know.
Yeah, how would you say it now as a native speaker correctly, Oscailge?
O'Fearghail.
O'Fearghail.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was even having, because I was putting in the G, of course, even though I'm meant to be an Irish speaker, but it's been too long. It's been too long.
Yeah.
O'Fearghail.
Well, Neil may leave, but my three last gochlaw. You know, I try my best.
You try your best, indeed, you do. And tell us this. I ask everybody this question about their upbringing and about the early days for Shane over. Was it Dublin? You're a Dublin man, I assume.
I am a Dublin man. Yeah, I'm from both sides of the river. Believe it or not.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You were okay. Transient, were you?
North and South sider.
And what was it like? Was there a big music scene for you? Were you submerged in any kind of traditional Irish music or singers in the house or anything like that?
Our background was all to do with ballads. My granny, the crack in the house, you know, on the Sunday after the pub, before the pub, and then with my mum and dad, we were always singing as kids. But I think mostly around the ballad sessions, sing songs, all of that, all Dublin songs, maybe Irish songs. There wasn't that many music players. Now my dad played the piano accordion for the De La Salle Boys band, but he didn't follow that through, more's the pity. But it was inherent, you know, it was definitely coming.
Because I saw you on a video playing piano. I didn't know you play a little bit of piano too, do you? I always knew you as a guitarist, but I saw you in a video, I think, a music video playing. I
do. I'm jack of all trades, really.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm messing around with the accordion now, strange enough, and I think that's probably where the old ailment came from.
Yeah, indeed. And so it was mainly your dad then that kind of gave you the bug, was it?
I think so, but like my granny bought me my first guitar when I was a baby, and that's always been in my room on the wall. And I always said one day I'd play it, you know. And it was only till I got to art college that I was around people who were playing guitar. Friends of mine also in bands in Tallaght. All their fathers were in bands and things, and we used to go back to the shed. I was just listening, you know. They were all playing, and I absolutely loved it. I couldn't get over that live sound, you know. And I'm sitting in the corner, and they're all playing, and I just could not believe it. They were playing like John Cougar, Mellencamp, Tin Lizzy, you know, stuff like that. Cool songs.
Yeah, and was that sort of the genre that got you into it then as a guitarist? I mean, did this guitar took over as a teenager, or was it later in your life when you started kind of really getting into singing songs on guitar and maybe even writing?
It was a funny one. I mean, I was brought up with ballads and singing, and we always sang in school. We had a great teacher from West Cork, Mr. Deneen. He always had us singing, but excuse me. I think hip hop then was what I fell into. You know, when I was 12, I started rapping and things and breakdancing, and I absolutely loved that. And I think I still, when I'm writing, I'm always thinking of the cadence and the meter of the beat. I love it. And then, guitar. I think electric guitar was my first guitar, believe it or not. I played that in a band when we were 18. Don't believe a word. Don't, you know, things like that. And and then just the acoustic was always there. But the thing about the acoustic was, again, you didn't have to plug it in, and it was the sound, the resonance, and it just sat with the natural voice, the Irish thing, ballads. Just made perfect sense, really, you know.
Yeah.
As well, you know.
As well, I know, something similar to my own story, of course. Wonderful to be able to pick it up. And speaking of guitars, before I forget, I always go on these waves of thought. But Shadow Guitars, you just scored a lovely endorsement deal. Is that right?
I did. I have it for maybe just under a year now. Maybe over a year. Yeah, under a year. Yeah.
Oh, right. Great. Well, congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
Fine, reputable brand, and they make lovely stuff.
They do, and everybody comments on the sound of the guitar. You know, when they hear it, and they're saying, "What are you using with it?" Now, I use an LR bags with it, but it's literally, you can plug this guitar in. It's got great electrics, and it's tidy to play. You know, it's really tidy.
And that's your main weapon now these days, is it?
It is. I have 3 of them.
Yeah.
So I can.
Yes, indeed, you have a few, and of course I've seen you play. We of course we met at Mel's house concert in Cologne.
We did
a couple of years ago now. At this stage, I came into the back of your gig, and you were just in the middle of an encore, I think, and I was like immediately blown away. There was a fella from Dublin. I don't know if he's watching now, but his name was John Lawless, or John Flawless, as he used to go by, a photographer.
Yeah,
do you remember John?
I do remember John. Yeah.
John just happened to mention to me in an Irish bar years ago. You know, have you heard the Shane dude? And I went, yeah, another singer songwriter. You know, but if I knew then what I know now, of course. But yeah,
I know, it's a funny story, isn't it, John? Like, I mean, I know John from Tallaght. He used to go out with a girl who lives directly across the road from me. And we both went to art school and things like that. And John used to knock over to get tips, you know, on art, which I thought was pretty cool. So,
wow, okay, that's,
you know,
how you know him. Wow.
Yeah, and he had said then he was living in. I'd met him in the Penny Black then in Tallaght one Christmas, and he said, "I'm living in Belgium." He said, "You have to come over. I know this guy." Little did I know I'd meet you in Cologne.
No, I know. I thought the music world, that's small. I'm just looking at it, tiny. I'm looking at a couple of comments here over here on the thing. We have Martin Dunnigan is my father, believe it or not, the man who started me off. Hello, Dad. Thanks for joining us. Looking good, sir. Thanks for coming in. A lady called Myra Clancy. Looking good, Shane. Love the beard.
Thank you very much, Moira. It's taken me 25 years to grow it. Good to see you, Moira. I hope you're well.
Thanks for dropping in. Anna Gein is here from Belgium. Hi, Anna Gein. Good to see you. She's a great stalwart of the channel. Top fan. How are you doing, girl? Good evening to you. Herbie, my old friend Herbert Van Zanten, VS, the Van Zanten man, is over there. Tuned in. Hi, Herbie. Thanks for tuning in. And Daniela.
I know Daniela.
She's from
Prague. Yeah. Hello, Daniela.
Guten Abend, Daniela. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, if anybody is watching live and you want to leave a little comment up for us, or questions, or just abuse in general, we can take it. Good thick-skinned Irish men, we can handle it.
We can indeed. Daniela is actually a great girl from Prague. She books people through the country, and she's got some great musicians coming from the States.
Oh, amazing! So maybe for the RWR Room, Daniela, check out the RWRroom.com, and if we can help each other out, by all means, that's what we're here for, to support live artists, either this way or in the studio here in Belgium. They're always welcome, especially if they're touring and they're in the area. Daniela, by all means, you'll see what I do if you go to the main YouTube channel, Songs from the RWR Room. But speaking of songs, let's go with a song. You have a wonderful, you have so many great videos. Hard to pick 4 for the show, but tell me about Gail.
Gail is Gail. It was actually written in Vienna when I was here, but it's been a long time coming. It's basically about us, where we are now, the Irish, where we've been, and most importantly, where we're going. I think we're in a very, very good, positive state. Just a few cobwebs to dust off, but that's really what the song is about. You know, coming to terms with our history and being able to be a new people moving forward. Really.
It's wonderful, and I love the video too. It's just you live, just you doing what you do, and the sound is amazing on this. But here it is, folks. I'm going to try and screen share this for you now, all going to plan. Here it is, Gail from Shane.
Run, Grail, run, run like your sons and daughters have done through your history. Thread your track the long way back across oceans that crack with your mystery, and tell me what you learned from all the bridges that burned, that stand muted and mourned in a melody. And we're all so sick and tired of it, sick to the back teeth of this shit. Can you stand up and be counted? Can you stand up and be counted? Yes, we're all so sick and tired of it, sick to the back teeth of this shit. Can you stand up and be counted? Stand up and be counted. Come, Grail, come, break free and run. Bang the dust from the drum and for liberty. Far from home, alive and alone, you press flesh, breast to bone for credibility. And tell me where you turned from all the things that you learned, where you loved, lost, adorned in a legacy. But we're all so sick and tired of it, sick to the back teeth of this shit. Can you stand up and be counted? Stand up and be counted. Yes, we're all so sick and tired of it, sick to the back teeth. But can you stand up and be counted? Stand up and be counted. And run, Grail, run. Just look what we've become. Now what's gone, said, done. And we're all so sick and tired of it, sick to the back teeth of this shit. Can you stand up and be counted? Can you stand up and be counted? Yes, we're all so sick and tired of it, sick to the back teeth. But can you stand up and be counted? Stand up. Where's your heart? Where's your soul? Where's the blood that you hold? Where's the language? What's the deal? Where's the love we had to steal? All wear the same colors and we're ripped at the seams. I don't care for what they say, you look good to me. So let them let us go. Let love be our arrow. Let life light your way to the streets broad and narrow. Stop looking at the past. This future's gonna last. Close your ears to what they tell you and the things they try to sell. No, I'm not looking at the past. This future's gonna last. And no matter what they try to tell you, there's no idol gods left to pray to.
Just like that, sir. Sick to the back teeth of this shit, indeed. You couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
What a song, what a song. And fair.
Thank you very much. And you know, it's funny where we are now as well with the homeless situation in Ireland. You know, these things keep rearing their ugly heads.
Indeed, they do. Unfortunately they do. But you know, it's great that, you know, people like yourselves are addressing these issues. And you know, I've talked with some of the other songwriters here, and we have this great position in our lives to do that. You know, I mean, Woody Guthrie did it back in the day, but people like yourselves, you know. It's great that you can do it, at least address it and maybe open people's eyes to it indeed at the same time, and so it's great. Lots of great comments coming in. I'm just throwing them up here. Hearts there from Sylvia Lumen. I've seen her popping up on a few comments of yours and mine, I think. Thank you, Sylvia.
Hello, Sylvia.
Jane O'Brien sounded great. Shane, absolutely. Jane, thank you very much.
Hey, Jane.
Daniela says that was the first song she was checking out music online. So yeah, what a great song to discover you with. My father made a good point there, and I was going to say it before he said it, but Cannot But Love, the melodic Dublin twang, super song. But yeah, what I was going to say was that I love that you don't try to not use it to sound like somebody else. You know, you just, you know, Damien Dempsey does it, Steve Wall does it, a lot of great people, you know, like you just sing how you sound, and that's going to stand to you, you know.
Yeah, like I think you're like yourself, really, isn't it? Do you know?
Yeah, well, a lot of us do, you know. I suppose it just kind of bugs me that people, when I hear people trying to sound like artists they aren't.
Yeah,
it kind of gets on my nerves a bit. I don't know how you feel about it, you know.
Well, I think it's something you learn. I think it's one of them. It's a funny one. You don't want to be too harsh on people, because I think you tend to reflect what you sound like. It's like a sympathetic resonance type of thing. And we're all brought up listening to that mid-Atlantic twang, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the first person I heard with a Dublin accent singing was Sinead O'Connor.
Oh, yes.
The Lion and the Cobra, was it? And I just was blown away. I was just getting, that's a Dublin accent. I can hear it in the song.
That's
you know?
it. It just works. It kind of works automatically, right? There's no need to.
Yeah. And I think that's right. I think you're right. If you trust that, and then you'll sound like yourself. And I'm guilty of a few songs having a bit of a twang, an American twang comes out in certain words, and I listen to it back and I go, oh, Jamie,
yeah, I don't mind that so much, of course, because that's just influence seeping in, you know.
Yeah,
I'll do that. I just think, you know, but in general, you have this great, powerful Dublin thing going on, which is really working for you. Tell me, that's from the latest album, is it? They Might See Dolphins.
Yes.
That's also a wonderful name for an album. Where did that come about? How did that come about?
Strange enough, that came about in Australia when I was down there. It's been hanging around for a while, and it's going to be a book I'm going to write someday. I've started it, but I was with some friends of mine, and I was down on Bondi Beach, and I used to go down to Bondi Beach every morning before I go to work.
Oh.
And you know, and one morning I was down there and I seen dolphins swimming. And I was telling some of the Aussies, and they were like, we live in Bondi all our life and we've never seen dolphins. But we all went down that night and we said, we might see dolphins, you know. And they did. They did. And that's the line that stuck with me, yeah, really.
Isn't that amazing?
It's funny.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful album. Where did you record the album? You gave me a copy of that early on when we met first, and I really am listening to it a lot. It's just a really well produced album. I love it. Oh, of course, the songs are great on it. But where was that made? Or
It was recorded in Vienna and in Passau in Deutschland. 2 locations. Yeah, we did it in my apartments, and we had a spare room there. Me and the producer and all the crew that dived in on that, and then we went up to Passau to record as well. So it felt like, and some of it was recorded in Dublin as well. So it felt like a bit of a, you know, and I think these things are important because your heart and soul goes into the music.
Yeah, very true. Absolutely, they do. I want to put up your Facebook page. Folks, if you're watching on Facebook, give Shane's page a like there. It's on the screen. You know, all that stuff helps. Social media plays a big part in all of our lives, of course, especially as independent musicians. And you are, right? Am I right in saying you are an
very
independent
much
musician?
so, yeah.
Very much so. So you do everything from the booking to the groundwork to the touring. There's no manager. I mean, maybe a couple of booking agents.
There is. I have some very, very good friends, and I'm meeting some very, very good people as well. In Prague and in the Netherlands, or in Germany, France.
Really?
But again, it's very much cottage industry stuff, you know.
Yeah.
And I like it to be that way. I do have a manager in Dublin, Jeff, and again, it's all very kind of family based, and we want to. I know this is going to sound strange, but we want to keep it manageable, and we have done. Plus, you know, then it gives us more power if we need to take the next step, you know.
Yes, I think the more control you have over your own career at any stage of a career, I think is going to be more beneficial. You know, you don't want to be sort of having to bow to the powers that be just because they want you to look a certain way or sound a certain way, or
well, you hear the horror stories, don't you? And I've been in that position myself in the beginning, and you know, the world works in wonderful and mysterious ways.
What was that? Without getting too personal about it, what was that position?
Well, I had with the other bands and early starts, we had a lot of deals on the table, and a lot of money was offered, and there was kind of a lot of wooing and you know, what do they call, ligging going on and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kind of learned earlier on that type of lifestyle wasn't for me. But then again, you know, I think the world and the universe can look after you if you trust it. So I was never in a rush to sign anything, and thankfully
so. Yeah, because as you said, it can go wrong quite quickly.
Yeah, and I'm from Dublin, as you know. We're naturally suspicious. You know, having lived under the empire for so long, we developed that suspicion.
Yeah, exactly right. And how long are you in Vienna now? And why, may I ask, Vienna?
I'm here now 5 years. Can you believe? Wow. 5 years, and it was all because I was doing a gig in the Barras in West Cork, and I met this Clonakilty, and I met this amazing group of girls from Austria, let's just say, and one of them stole my heart.
Oh no!
That's what happened, and so
shocking
stuff.
Shocking.
I tell you, I had a great life in Dublin. Brilliant.
Yeah. I have to leave it all. Off you went. She's looking at you there.
She is. She's flicking the lights in the background.
Yeah, you'll pull the plug now. We have to be careful what we say.
You do, yeah.
Because the plug could be pulled, you know.
The boss.
Fairness, the boss.
The boss.
The boss. You also work with a wonderful band called The Host.
I do.
And I think that lovely lady in question is in that band, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me a little bit about The Host and read between the lines.
Yeah, The Host were again, it's one of those things. I've had bands before, you know, been burnt by bands, and we've all come around the hard way, as well, you know, also.
Yes.
But I mean, that's how you cut your teeth, isn't it?
Mm.
And I always said that when the time is right and I meet the right musicians, we go again. And just by chance, kind of the universe again offers up these people I've met, like Claudia. I've met her in Innsbruck many, many years ago. Yeah. She came to Vienna, joined the Vienna songwriting circle, which we're a part of, and we met. David, who's on beats and drums from a different band. Great guy, great percussionist, great player, you know, just a lovely musician and great soul.
Just serious musicians indeed.
And then Emily was last to come on board, and she's an amazing bass player and also a phenomenal classical guitar player. So and then Sabina, of course, who jumps in and out. She kind of does a a backing role, sometimes a Linda McCartney spot, you know.
Yeah. Love
But
it.
yeah, they're great crew. And
As long as you're not doing a Yoko Ono, that's okay. You know?
Jesus, Yoko, oh no.
Oh, Yoko. Oh no. Folks, we're Irish. There could be sarcasm. There could be wit in this interview tonight. So
Be
be
fairly
warned.
dry, whatever
There
it
could be
is.
sarcasm. There could indeed. Here you go, folks. Read Between the Lines and Shane's band, the host.
Took a look, every other thought I'd ever taken, every other sound that breaks the beat as it comes down from the trees. Dark behind the leaves there came a whisper, with every other deed that ever was done to turn this round. As feet touch ground, now everybody makes amends. We're talking about the things we did way back when we were open to colors that bend in light with time. As we read between the lines, read between the lines, read between the lines, between the lines. From the shadows fell into the shapes that made a rainbow, and reasoning arose out of the meadow. You stay, you are so near, so far. And in the corner, the candlelight that flickers as it saunters. We're taken into spaces in between. We travel far. Yes, we know who we are. Now everybody makes amends. We're talking about the things we did way back when we were open to colors that bend in light with time. As we read between the lines, 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 read between the lines. You between the lines you are, read between the lines you are, yes.
Wow. Yes, he did it again. That's absolutely, it is a feel-good song. And again, she commented on that song there. It is, what a lovely song. I want to talk a little bit about your songwriting process. Are you one of these guys who likes to take a lot of notes and put it together? Do you like to sit down and say, I'm going to make something happen right now, here and now? Or how does it work for you?
It's a bit of everything, really. It's grabbing the moment, isn't it? But still respecting the process and getting into the system where you're available to write. You know, to be honest, the truth is, there's no rush. You know, I don't pressure myself. I've a lot of. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was going to say that's a good point you made, because I notice working with a lot of the younger songwriters these days that there's a kind of a rush. We need to get it written, put it up on Facebook or Instagram, for likes and comments and stuff. Instead of taking a few months or even a few weeks and going, look, is it really ready? I don't know if that's something you've noticed, but I find a lot of the newer songs, some younger songwriters, seem unfinished, mainly because of the rush to get it up on social media. I don't know if you've come across that or.
Yeah, I have, and again, it's like everything, isn't it? You know, it's very easy to look back with a bit more experience and say this is how you should do it. But then again, when we were when we were kicking around and starting to put pen to paper, we didn't have social media. You know, we didn't.
That's right.
You know, and I wonder how we would have fared in that maelstrom. But look, yeah, I'm lucky enough to have a bundle of ideas floating around that I can pick and choose, and when I'm feeling like I like to be charged, when I'm writing, you know, and I think that emotional charge makes its way into the lyrics.
Does it happen a lot for you on the road, or do you have to be in like at home in a comfortable environment, or?
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Anywhere.
To be honest, anywhere. I think if I am in any way motivated and moved, if I'm pissed off, and I have a lot to be pissed off at the moment. So, you know, I think as songwriters, and you touched on it earlier on, we should have something to write about. And it's something that I always put to the writers in the Vienna Songwriting Circle, that, you know, what's it for? What's it about? If you don't have something to say, read.
Yes, indeed. I think I mentioned it in the last election as well. Sting, I love him or hate him, but he says, well, I'm not working on the art, I'm working on the craft.
There you go.
That's something that stood with me in my head when I said, okay, when he's not songwriting, he's trying to pick up a new instrument, or he's trying to
absolutely,
you know, as I said, you know how it is. Sometimes if you pick up somebody else's guitar, or pick up a guitar in different tuning, or try to play a couple of chords on the piano, even that can take you out of your rut, and can go, oh, there's a little melody for a song. Or
you have to feed the beast, you know.
Yeah, very good, very good. You have to feed the beast. Talk to me a little bit, so while you're here, about the Vienna Songwriter Circle. You mentioned it there. Do you run that, or are you just involved in it?
I'm involved. One of the founding members of it, along with two lads based here in Vienna, and we had there's a chap called Mark Peters who's out touring at the moment, and Stuart Neville. We just, it's kind of based on an Irish model that we had, me and Tony Barden set up in Dublin a couple of years beforehand. When I came to Vienna, I definitely needed something else, so I approached the lads and asked them if they'd be interested, and sure enough, they did. And anything creative, once you start stirring the spoon, you know, again, you get the storm, isn't it? And it attracted a lot of like-minded people, and it's going from strength to strength. But I will say, it takes a lot of work, and most importantly, it drives you. You know, it's like we always find as songwriters that when you're in groups and you're working with other people, you're really challenged. You know, so I think that's where that's where the kind of that craft comes from as well.
Very much so. And how does the evening take shape? Do you have to sign up for it? Are they invited guests? You know, are there 3 a night, or is it just like an open mic? Or
well, there's 2 different elements to it. Initially, we have the songwriting circle, which lasts for about 3 hours, and we get together and we discuss, we present, we do some workshops, and then we do some writing exercises. We pair people off, and they go off, and they're given 20, maybe 40 minutes to write a song.
Or the bones of a song, as you
yeah. You know, as we always say, diamonds are made under pressure. So, and then we've got the acoustic room off the back of that. Then that presents some songwriters coming through or developing, and So it's, you know,
how long is that running now?
5 years now.
5 years. So since you arrived, anyway.
The minute I arrived,
the minute you arrived, off you went.
That was it.
Man.
We're here. Let's go.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Love it. And what's coming up for you in the near future now? You have a tour. I saw on your social media a fairly substantial list of gigs.
Yeah, and some more coming in for April. There's a lot of stuff coming in. I'm actually at the moment, I'm in the process of just putting the final touches to my Irish album, which is kind of me and a guitar with some whistles and bells and some pipes.
You say Irish, you mean Oscailga or no?
Osperla August Oscailga, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Good fad. And where are you recording that? Over in Dublin, did you say? Or
I put the voice and guitar down in Dublin in an AP Studios. And AP Studios is the studio that you would have seen me perform Gael in.
Right.
So that's my kind of spiritual center. That's where I go to kind of lay down ideas and things. And,
beautiful. And
then we have friends here who are putting down small snippets, you know, some pads and some whistles. And I have Claudia Claudia's playing some violin and doing some singing. Sabina's going to do some singing. I had Antonia doing uilleann pipes last night, funnily enough, and some bass and things like that. Yeah,
and
so
all there. That's all there in the house, is it?
Here in the house, yeah.
Great. No
Elephant.
problem with the neighbours. Elephant.
Oh, well.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room, yeah. It's very quiet at the moment.
The elephant in the room, yeah, he is. He's being a good boy. Oh, great.
Yeah, he's got some amount of junk in that trunk, though. Shocking,
Okay.
I know, that's bad.
Behave yourself.
Bad.
Behave yourself.
Bad.
What about gigs? Yeah, moving swiftly
Yeah, so
along.
a lot of gigs coming up, and I'm away with the host to Germany next week. We're going for a few days, and then we're back for St. Patrick's week. Obviously, we're flat out then all over the place, and then it's back up to Germany. And
of course, everybody can get all the tour dates on the website, the .com.
yeah, it's all there. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? Are you busy or?
I'm
You've
busy.
been very quiet.
I'm busy being a YouTube host at the moment. Yeah, I'm doing a few gigs here and there. Yeah, I am.
Brilliant.
Not anything close to what you're doing now. I've sort of taken a little back step in the last couple of years, doing a lot of teaching, stuff like that. So
Okay.
guitar teaching, I mean, yeah.
And how do you find that now?
Over in Ghent. Well, I like it. I've always done individual, private lessons. So this is my first time to try group teaching, and that could be 10 to 12 people, beginners and sort of intermediates.
And the RWR room seems to be getting
Well, the
legs
RWR room
as
is the
well.
main baby now. Yeah, it's a year and a half old, and it's growing all the time. This is as I said, this is part of the main channel. Is just stuff that I do when I bring songwriters into to my home recording studio and stick them in the corner, put a couple of cameras on them, and say, right, sing your song.
Yeah.
It's not a new concept, but it was one of these. I was just kind of lucky that when it started in Ghent, it was sort of a new to that area, so I got a lot of the Ghent scene and the Flemish scene in general, and I was able to pull in a few touring guys on the way from America, Ireland, wherever. So yeah, very happy the way it's going.
It's brilliant. It looks brilliant, and again, it's kind of funny now. I'm involved with a festival here in Vienna. It's called Schottenfest, and it's based on the Irish who set up these monasteries all over Europe. Okay, and I was talking to Ray Heffernan. You know Ray?
Yes, yeah, he wrote a big song, didn't he? Well, I don't know Ray, but I know of him from writing.
Yeah.
What's the big song he wrote?
Angels, yeah.
Angels for Robbie Williams, yeah.
But I mean, he was involved, and he's written some brilliant songs. And Ray and I are doing some stuff together as well. And we got talking about these ideas about he's doing the same, very much like yourself and myself. We seem to be putting on, getting together with people and setting up things and keeping the music going. It's like the tradition is flowing through us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lovely to be able to be part of that too, because as I said, you and I have both have had quite a long career. Well, maybe you're younger than I am, but you know what I mean. We're on the road a long time, and it's lovely to be in a position to be able to give back a little bit, even in a small way, to either upcoming songwriters or to give established guys a leg up somehow, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think so too, and it's probably I think as well, it's in our makeup. We come from that. People have always given to us, so we just repay the favor.
That's a good point. Yeah, it is. It really is an Irish thing, isn't it?
Because no matter where we've gone, we've been looked after.
Yeah, very true, very true. I'm after seeing my mother. I have my father and my mother watching tonight. By God, I'm feeling very honoured. How are you, Dolores?
Hello to Mommy agus Daddy Rua.
Mommy agus Daddy Rua. Indeed. Nice to see you, folks. I am doing a gig in the house of Anna Heen, and that is on the 20th of March. I think that's right. She'll tell me if I'm wrong. So I do have a gig. You're asking about gigs. So there are, I love house concerts. I do as many house concerts as I can. I just find them very, very, very cool to do, as you do too, I'm sure.
I love them.
I love them. Yeah, I love house concerts. You got. I always maintain I prefer to have 20 people listen to my songs and enjoying the show than 200 people. Maybe at a festival or something. It's just, I find that. Do you find that? Do you find that the smaller the gig, the more intimate, the nicer it is? Or
love them, absolutely love them. And I mean, they've again, it brings it back to that cottage industry, that kind of the bard, the Gael traveling around, and getting to meet people. And I think that's what it's about. Going into towns, for the bigger gigs, you do the gig and you're gone the next day. At least you're staying with people, you're getting to meet people, you're hanging out. And most of the houses that I've played in, as I'm sure you could say this yourself, have all become friends and family.
Oh yeah,
You know?
absolutely, indeed. Yeah, indeed. That's a lovely part of the scene. The house concert circuit has always felt, yeah, really welcome and really good doing those kind of gigs.
Yeah.
Very much so, Shane. But yeah, that's it. We'll move on and do a song called Star.
Cool.
And I believe this is from your second album. What was the name of your second album, Shane?
Everything You Need Is Here.
Great. Everything You Need Is Here. And that is, yeah, this is kind of an official video from that. Am I right?
It is, yeah. It was recorded in the Dublin Mountains and in Dublin City.
Ah, wonderful song, wonderful video. And here it comes, folks. This is called, remind me, Star. Star by name, Star by nature. Star.
Sun like a shining star takes me out where I want. Feels like religion falls on top of the world. Face like a new found friend to take me out where I want. I smile 'cause I feel like smiling. I'm on top of the world. Content in our time now, raising our sails, spinning in circles, chasing our tails. So fuck me, I'm in control. Place way out where I want. Feels like religion calls on top of the world. Now God's like a new found friend to place me out where I want. I'm in my time now. I'm on top of the world. Content in our time now, raising our sails, spinning in circles, chasing our tails. But maybe, yeah, maybe we'll all fall down. We'll fall down. We'll fall down. We'll fall down. When you love that light, yeah, you'll sleep tonight. And the stars that shine are that compromise. And the peace that's mine, sure inside you'll find. When you love that light. Sun like a shining star takes me out where I want. Feels like religion falls on top of the world.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Stunning, sir.
Thank you very much.
What a beautifully shot video. Luis
Yeah.
Diaz, is that who I saw at the end?
Yeah, great
Producer.
team. Great. The whole team are amazing and they had super ideas and
Beautiful people in the video too. Yeah.
got a bit steamy. I think it was all the candles.
Including yourself.
Thank you very much.
It
I loved
did-
all
must
the
have been
answers.
that, yeah. You got a bit steamy there, I'd say. My friend
Good luck.
Dav Og is there. Up the dubs. Dav Og is
Yep.
a Clare man, but we won't hold that against him. How are you, Dav Og? Thanks for tuning in. Down
Up the
there.
dubs indeed.
Off the dubs. Sylvia is saying 11 September at Zeist. I will come. Oh yeah, heading back to Holland in September. Is that what Sylvia is saying there?
I
Sylvia
am.
Lumen?
I'm up in the Netherlands.
Well, in the Netherlands, yeah, indeed. I love his voice too, Sylvia. There's two of us in it.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Sylvia.
Thanks, Sylvia. Thanks, Ma. Dolores is a beautiful song. Indeed,
That's
it
your
is.
mammy, is it?
That's
Thank
my
you,
mammy.
Dolores.
Thanks,
Thank you
Mammy.
very much.
Only for the mammies, so where would we be?
Tell you now.
I tell you, where would we be without the mammies? So yeah, wait, I was going to say, if you're coming back this direction, I'd love to have you in the studio to record a song.
Absolutely. It'd be great.
If we can make it happen. It'd be lovely to have you down if you are coming close to Belgium. I know Zeist is a little bit far up, but maybe when you're closer.
I am. I'm
down.
going to be passing through, but we can chat. There was a few days, and as I said, a lot of stuff has come in over the last few days, and so I'm busy in the background, kind of going, okay, how do I stay out and make it all work, and still have a relationship when I come back?
You mean stay out on the road? Uh-oh. Is that breaking news now? She's looking at you going,
She's in bedroom going,
Are you
sorry, I
getting the
didn't.
waggle?
What? Gigs,
Sorry,
Mike?
what was this? Stay out on the road? What was this?
I'm only joking, baby.
Oh, I think someone's going to be in trouble after this live stream tonight.
I better
But,
have another beer.
I don't know. So yeah, so you've lots going on. It's great to see you so busy. You're a mighty man for the touring. You have great energy, and your shows have great energy. I was lucky enough to see a couple in my lifetime, and if anybody gets a chance to see Shane in action, folks, please go and check out his show. All his tour dates are there on the .com. And just once again, in case you're watching on Facebook, and there you go. Like his page, folks, because all of that kind of stuff helps. Liking and sharing for an independent musician.
Dahi, that's a
all
very
about.
fancy setup you have there. That's really impressive.
It's a very, it's a thing called StreamYard, folks. If anyone's interested, there's a link below there as well. It's a free thing. Yeah, StreamYard. It just allows me to do that. I can bring in 6 people onto this screen, which is really cool.
Wow.
I did it with 3 so far. So maybe one day I'm gonna get random 6 songwriters and bring them all in for a chin wag.
Do you find musicians and songwriters make the best hosts?
I don't know. Some people say that they do. You mean for something like this, or for something like what I'm doing? Well, I think yes and no. Maybe because we know how we like to kind of put it across ourselves.
Yeah,
I think people like me mixing their gigs live, for example, sound wise, because I kind of know what I like. They kind of like me recording them because, again, I kind of put them at ease. That's what they say, you know. So I don't know. I think they do, because I said, yeah, we're coming from the place where, you know, we've been there ourselves on the other side of it.
Yeah, I was always wondering, you know, when you were listening to RTE back in the day, and then you had like the 2FM boys, and they were always either in the show bands or in bands. I was kind of going, well, maybe that's the natural progression.
Maybe it is, and I said maybe it's just because it's we've been there, we've been the other side of it too, and for me, I enjoy it. I enjoy this very much. It's a great way for me, especially for the channel, to connect with the likes of yourselves. You know, who'll be in Vienna, and then I can talk to someone in Los Angeles or back to Ireland. So it's a great way when the technology is with me. It's a great way when it works. Sometimes it goes to shite, but that's technology. You know, that's you know, and a lot of this, as a lot of us will be watching this in the playback as well, and you know, I can edit it a little bit if I need to as well at the end if I'm doing crazy stuff or if it goes wrong. So a lot of us, of course, you know, you'll have 10 or 12 or 15 or 20 live viewers at the time, but it really is for the playback, and I love it because it's also an archive, Shane. You know, it's something that we can look back on. It's kind of marking my time right now, these couple of years, just kind of going, you know, whatever comes to the channel, whatever happens, but I enjoy it. I enjoy connecting with my fellow musicians, some I've never met before. some I've met briefly, such as yourself, and it's a
Right.
great way to connect. It's just a great way to connect.
And it's also creativity too, isn't it? In another format.
It is. It helps me to, I'm learning a little bit about audio. I'm learning a little bit about video, about broadcasting. All of that's kind of tied into the whole part of the music industry.
Will you, as one, I'm sure someday soon there has to be a Dahi Rua interview where you get interviewed as the guest,
Well, yes, I've done a few, as I said. I just did one recently. I have a DVD out, a DVD and CD thing that I made in Dublin. Made it a couple of years ago, but it came out about a month ago now. It's called the Stable Sessions 2. So that's
Right,
out there
okay.
on tradnua.com. You'll find it there, and that has, for the first time ever, it has interview snippets before each song. So, but when you're in the spotlight like that, I find it a little bit daunting. This is kind of very free. I find kind of this a bit more relaxing because it's more like just kind of let's have a chin wag and a chit chat.
Yeah.
If it goes wrong, I let it out. It's not there forever. If it goes wrong, but of course the DVD is edited as well. But it's, I don't know if you find it difficult as well. I mean, I'm making you look at all your videos again and making you. Do you find that hard to do? I find it difficult sometimes to look back and look
it's
at myself
quite nice
performing.
to look back, I think.
You don't mind it, yeah. Some
no,
do.
not at all. Not at all. I don't get to do it enough. I think they're looking at Star. I just had to look at it again, maybe from new eyes. And there's something lovely about that when you look back at your stuff and listen to your own music with somebody else's ears and eyes. It's always interesting. And it's like for example, the other night, last week, I think it was, I don't know what possessed me. I took out the 2 first albums and I listened to them, and I was listening to them till maybe 2 a.m, just me and the albums. And obviously I went back down memory lane,
Sure.
But I came away thinking, there was a sense of, pride, I suppose, and more being proud, and then a sense of, I definitely have something that I, a sense of development. What's the word?
Indeed, but would you be very self-critical now? Would you listen back and like hear, that was kind of a note here, or maybe I could have written that better, or do you like to let things go quickly?
No, I'd like to enjoy it. My background is in animation, and I've always, like, having worked on, say, a movie for a year, you're in the process, and like recording as well, but you're in that process where you're super intense and it's such a slow process. So what you want to do at the end of it is to be completely bewitched and by the project. So if you can let go, I think you'll enjoy it. Nothing is going to be perfect, and you have to. I think that's the thing with art. You have to learn to step off.
That's a good point, and a good attitude, because it does freak a lot of us out. It freaked me out for many years, kind of going, I started to nitpick at stuff, and you kind of, I think you lose the enjoyment a bit sometimes if you do that too much.
Yeah. Well, I think you said it there, Dahi. You said it's a catalogue. You're capturing something in time, and it's going to change tomorrow. You're going to change. Everything's going to change.
Everything's going to change. It is. It's as I said. We're making this kind of archive, and even a studio performance is going to be different. If you went in and sang the same song in a week's time, you're going to perform it a little differently.
Yeah.
I think it happens to that happens. Yeah, that's how it goes, right? It's a natural thing. It's a capturing of a moment, and that's all.
Yeah.
That's all a record.
That's all it is. It's a process, and on to the next one.
On to the next one, indeed. Have you a new album written or half written?
I do. As I said, I'm just putting the final touches to the Irish one.
Yeah.
And I've got the album written with the host. We're going to go in and record now, maybe in April, but definitely by the end of September it'll be in the can. And
marvelous. So you call it the Irish album? You mean it's just going to be mainly?
It's me on my own. Yeah.
You on your own. That's it.
It's something that I wanted to do for a long, long time. And the first album was supposed to be that. The second album was supposed to be that.
Right.
And I'm going to throw in a few trad numbers as well that we would have grown up singing.
Yeah, because you use a beautiful trad song at the end of this last song that I've lined up here as well, the Fairy Tree.
Yeah.
What is that famous?
Notion Law.
Neil Law, Tan Law.
No,
is it?
Yeah.
Beautiful touch on this song. So I'll give that a spin. Tell me a little bit about the Fairy Tree.
the fairy tree, again written in Carinthia in the Eastern Alps, and it's actually about Tirnanog, believe it or not. And it's the for those who would know the legend of Niamh agus Uisín, it's the meeting of them the night before they leave for Tirnanog. So they're meeting beneath the fairy tree, and she's taking him away across the sea. That's the idea behind that.
Wow, and it's beautiful. And there's a wonderful and a great Irish feel to this, folks, as well. Here it is, Shane O'Fearghail and Fairy Tree. This is on your most recent album, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful song.
Fall the diddle da, Turaya Lani, Turaya fall the diddle da, Shula Tosagal, Turaya fall the diddle da, Turaya Lani, Turaya. Deep beneath the morning star, beneath both moon and mountain, as wave breaks on the island dark, came music on the wind. Song as sweet as honey's dew, her melody the breeze, enchanted like the moon that shines and taunts the seven seas, singing Turaya fall the diddle da, Turaya Lani, Turaya fall the diddle da, Shula Tosagal, Turaya fall the diddle da, Turaya Lani, Turaya. A young man watched white horses roll, standing by the shore. He saw her light and shape unfold as no one had before. She placed her hand upon his cheek, on his skin a white kiss, and in his arms quietly she whispered. She whispered, come away with me, we can live forever. We can meet by moonlight beneath the fairy tree. Hand in hand o'er land and sea, we can ride forever. And what will be, yes. If you come away with me, you'll see we can live forever. We can meet by moonlight beneath the fairy tree. Hand in hand o'er land and sea, we can ride forever. And what will be, yes. If you come away with me, if you come away with me, if you come away with me, if you come away, what will be, yes. If you come away with me. By moonlight beneath the fairy tree, hand in hand o'er land and sea, we can ride forever. And what will be, yes. If you come away with me, if you come away with me. So the star of the Tosagal, pushing on the law, pushing eel on the watch, pushing on the law. So the star of the Tosagal, Nushin la 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 la, Nushin la la la, Nushin la 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 la, so the star the Pastigali, Nushin la 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 la, Nushin la la la, Nushin la 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 la, so the star the Pastigali.
Yes, powerful, absolutely wonderful. It was great talking to you tonight, Shane. That's you have what a sound and what a voice you have. I knew that, but I'm just reiterating that for the listeners.
Thank you very much. Good.
Yeah,
Margaret.
it was my pleasure. Lovely stuff, says Davog. Correct spelling on fairy too. Bearbua. Come on, Davog. He's on the ball. And Nagin loves it too. And she, I think there's definitely a house concert for you there in Belgium at some stage. Absolutely.
Excellent.
So,
Well, listen, thanks a million. I've had a great time, and the whole experience, even today, was great.
It was fun today,
Really
indeed it
appreciate
was.
it.
Hang on, after we have a quick chin wag when we after we say goodbye. We'll say goodbye now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Gan míle maith agat, Shane, and
Fáilte maith
best of luck with everything. The new
Well,
album,
Mila,
all the
and
tours.
thanks to everybody for tuning in as well.
Exactly.
Give David Dahiru a like as well. Check his music out. Fantastic.
Fair play to you. Much appreciated. There you go, folks. Thanks very much. That was the mighty Shane O'Fearghail. If I say it correctly, yeah, Shane O'Fearghail. There you go. I thought Dahiru was hard to pronounce, but Shane O'Fearghail is. Yeah, that's okay. I think I have it. What do you reckon, Shane? Do I have it?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Spot on.
There you go. There you are. Shane O'Fearghail, absolutely mighty musician and singer-songwriter. He's based in Vienna, folks. If you got a chance to see him while he's touring, absolutely check him out. He's a multi-instrumentalist, brilliant songwriter, and his albums are stunning. And he's one of the hardest working musicians I know, I think, on the scene. And so as always, thank you all very, very much for tuning in to Raving with Rua here, and to G Sharp Guitars for the kind sponsoring of the stream. And I'll see you next time on Raving with Rua.